What's going on, conquistadors? It is Scotty the Chunky Spaniard. I'm gonna change out of this pretty soon, but I do dress up every once in a while. Okay, but my dad always said a monkey in a suit's still a monkey. Just got done with back to school night. Back to school night and open house are the worst things ever invented for teachers, especially junior high teachers. Why do you even have open house for junior high? I understand elementary school, show off all the wonderful art projects and everything else that's been going on in the classroom. But what do I show in a math class? Here's some equations you've been doing all year. It's so interesting. Parents don't want to go. Kids don't want to go. Just stupid. Why do they do this? But in this episode, we're going to talk about the different kinds of parents that show up for back to school night. It's going to be super interesting and super fun because I'm going to do a little bit more acting. But I'm going to change out of this and I will be right back in probably less than a second because I'm going to edit this. But check it out. Pretty soon, no theme music, just getting right into it. Scotty Larios, parents at back to school night for teachers. See ya. Whew, okay, so glad to be out of that tie and not dressed all so fancy anymore. I am a strong advocate of teaching in clothing that you feel comfortable with, as long as it's within reason and within the dress code. So let's get into some examples of parents that you will see on back to school night. If you are a parent going to back to school night, or you're a teacher, you may have experienced this as well. One of the very first parents you're going to encounter is the early bird. That's correct. The person that shows up 20 to 30 minutes beforehand, hopefully most of the time, trying to get in a parent conference, even though it's either you're doing back to school night the week before school starts, or you've only been in school for maybe a week, maybe it's only a few days, and they already want a full parent conference. So you'll see the early bird show up. Keep your doors locked. The next parent you're probably going to see is the curriculum guru. That's right, the person that studied the standards, person that might also already be a teacher, and they want to see if you know what you're talking about. So they'll throw out some ridiculous question. Happened to me a couple years ago, where a dad just asked, so what are you going to be teaching? My smart aleck answer wanted to be math, but I said, I can get you a copy of the standards if you want. And he said, no, I was just wondering. But here is the curriculum guru. Yes. Hi, I'm Stacy's father. I was wondering, what key standards you'll be focusing on and how will you give them a greater understanding of expressions and equations for their 8th grade year and beyond. Now, if you're a teacher like me, I throw a lot of humor into my teaching because sometimes it's hard to make math interesting. So I tell stories, I talk in voices, I try and make the kids laugh as much as possible because when you laugh, you release endorphins, okay? And it just keeps you more awake, especially after a long day if I have you in like 5th or 6th period. But then you have those dads that their ego's a little bruised because they've heard all these great stories about your teacher, and they're the parents that are, I've heard you're funny, now prove it. You also get those parents, whenever you're speaking in front of anyone, you're looking for those people that are engaged, those people that you can make eye contact with and you know they're on the same page. But sometimes they're just super attentive. They're too attentive. It's almost like they're going to a Pentecostal church and they are just really into this. Ha ha! Yep! Mm-hmm! Uh-huh! Yeah! Ooh, mm-hmm. That's good. That's really, really good. Ho ho ho! Uh-huh! Oh yeah! Yep! Another parent or family member that will not only drive the teacher crazy, but will drive the rest of the parents and families crazy is the tardy one. Yes, sorry, I know I was late, and maybe you've already said this, but could you tell us how you're going to be grading the students and what homework is going to look like this year? Now, you also get parents that have several options that could be scrolling underneath them if you were like the Terminator and you could process what's going on in their head, or Predator or whatever. Great movies. But you get this look from some family members, and it's the several options look. This parent could have been to a total of like 18 back to school nights if they have 3 different kids in different schools. This parent could have had a long day of work. This parent could just be really tired from an exhausting week. You can't get a good read on their face, but the look is kind of terrifying. This is the several options look. And finally, after all is said and done, you're done with your spiel. You've said everything you need to say. You've asked, hey, are there any questions? You've answered the curriculum guru's question. You've answered the tardy person's question. You've even answered the super attentive person's question because they just want to ask a question to be nice. And then the parents come up and shake your hand. And they're like, hi, I'm so-and-so's parent. And you can't remember names because you have 200 new students. You're still trying to remember the 200 students you had last year because they're all saying hi to you on the first week of school. You may have taught summer school, like me, where you had 3 other classes of kids that you had to learn their names in a 4-week period. And now these parents are coming up expecting for you to know who their student is. And some of them are very kind. And you know these ones. They're the ones that overcompensate because their student is going to be a nightmare. Hi, yes, oh yes. It is so nice to meet you. You just tell me and I will help you out in any way that I can. I thank you so much. Thank you so much. I know he does tend to talk a lot, yes. But you just say the word and I'll be right there. You know, teachers really are underappreciated. We just thank you for all the hard work you do.